Alright guys, so today we learn how to make this simple animated battery using JavaScript and CSS with font awesome. So if you look at this project that we have here, from the beginning you see the thing is still charging. So upon getting to this place, the thing will still charge. We're going to learn how to use JavaScript to animate this battery and also change this text. So first of all, I'm going to shrink this with my browser, and then I'm going to launch my VS Code browser, my VS Code text editor. So you can use anyone you like. So first thing first, I have 3 files here. I have app.js, index.html, and style.css. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to shrink this the same way so that we have these two side by side. So I'm going to come outside here. Okay, so if I open this my file and I make it bigger, see that for now I have just these 3 files which I've shown you before. So I'm going to just make this double. I'm going to come to my download folder. If you look at my download folder, I have my font awesome file downloaded already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract this file. Okay, I'm going to click on extract here, which is going to extract. To come inside my font awesome, so I'm going to pick this CSS and this web font. These are the most important file we need for now. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to navigate to this this one. So if I go to, I'll create a new folder. Okay, so I'm going to come to folder. Right, I'm going to call it an asset. Alright, click on enter. So I'm going to come inside this my asset folder and just paste these 2 files, which is what I need. Alright, so if you look inside this, my CSS, okay, you see I have that different kind of CSS file. So this is the only one we need, okay, all.css, and we also have all these fonts, we also have all these files. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm just going to come to my VS Code. Okay, if I come here, you see that I have this my asset folder. I have this and this. So if I scroll down like this, you have this. You see the CSS and the font also, and the web font. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to launch this so that we'll see what we are working on. As you can see, this is what we are working on. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open my index.html file. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is just I'm going to use emit to generate a boilerplate. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to call this animated battery. Animated battery. Alright, so after doing that, so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a div of container. What do you say? Container. Alright, so inside this div, so I'm going to use this div to wrap out everything in this extension. That I'm going to use this div to wrap everything. So inside this div, I'm going to create a main. Okay, inside this main, I'm going to create a div for the phone body. I'll say phone body. Alright, so inside the phone body, which is this, so we need just these two. We need the camera, flashlight, and we need the camera. So for us to do that, I'm going to say camera, and camera flashlight. So now what I'm going to do here is that I'm just going to create a div. I'm going to create a div and call this camera wrapper. So I'm going to call this camera wrapper. Inside the camera wrapper, so I'm going to call this flashlight. Flashlight. Okay. Hide the flashlight. I'm going to create another one for camera. I'm going to create this for camera. Okay. So inside this camera, I'm going to create another div for camera spot. Alright, so now let me explain this properly. So this flashlight will be for this one, and this camera spot will be for this one. So the next time I'm going to come under here, under this camera. Okay, so let's see how this works. Okay, so let's go back. So here I'm going to be creating from phone screen. I'm going to call it on phone screen. Alright, so inside this phone screen I'm going to create a div of phone of screen. Okay, inside this screen I'm going to put something like I'm going to put a div called a div of battery. Okay, inside this I'm going to put battery icon, and I'm going to put an ID of battery icon. Alright, so now this icon actually, this ID is what we use to get this font awesome. So under this one we should have a text. We should have a text. We should have a inserted text. So this inserted text will serve as this one. Alright, so the next time I'm going to come outside of this one. I'm going to create a button. So this will be for this button. So basically this is it. This is what we need for this. Let me make it bigger and see how far we're able to do this. This is for the phone screen. Alright, this is for button, phone screen, and here we have our camera wrapper, we have our phone body. So this is basically, this is what we need right here. So the next thing to do, I'm going to link my CSS. I'm going to call this main. Let's check what we have here. Okay, it's called style.css. I'm going to call it style.css. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to come down here and link my JavaScript as well. So body, let's call this script. I'll call this source app.js. Okay, so if I come here, if I come to this place, okay, I just choose CSS. Now what I'm going to do right here is that I'm going to use my imports, my import. Now what we're going to do is to import. Now let me explain this. If you don't want to use this, you can actually use a CDN, but I decided to use this because I want to do everything locally. So I'm going to use I'm going to create an asset. I'll say CSS all.css. okay, and I'm going to just close this like this. So this is going to just it's going to import all what we need for our CSS. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come here and I'm going to open this. I'm going to open this from with my. I'm going to open this on my browser using live server. Alright, so this has opened for now, but we'll not see anything because what we have here are just bunch of block level elements, but there's no content inside it. So what we are going to do now is to first of all create for our JavaScript and animate this browser so that we can be seeing what we have here, then we can just style it all together. So to do that, what I'm going to do now is to come here. I'm going to get my JavaScript, okay? So I'm going to say const, okay? I'm going to say battery. Okay, I'm going to say document dot querySelector. querySelector, okay? I want to create this. I'm going to say I'm going to create an ID. Okay, that's ID battery icon. Alright, so that's basically it. So to check if this thing is working, I'm going to do console.log battery to check if we have what we need. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do Shift plus I. come to my console right here. So let's see what we have here. Okay, as you can see, this battery is being got. As you can see, I have something here. Now what we can do now is to get our font awesome. So what I'm going to do now is to get our font awesome text. So to do that, I'm going to come right here. Right now, if I come here, now if you look at it, this is our font awesome cheat sheet that we have here. So we need something like this. We need something like this. This is what we need. We need this battery icon. We need this one. We need this one, this one, and this one. So we need 5 of them to be able to use them. Now if you look at this battery icon, we have this unique code, you can see here. This F244, and here this F240, and all these are Unicode characters which are uniquely to each of the batteries. So we can use them to target them and then animate them. So let's see how this can be done using JavaScript. So I'll come back here now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all create a variable called const of total time charge. Okay, I'm going to set it to 500. Okay, and I'm going to call this 5 seconds. 5 seconds, because we are going to use set timer to do this. I'm going to create another const. I'm going to say total charge. No, total is a bar charge time. So I'm going to call this 500 divided by 5, so which is going to give us 1. I'm going to call this 1 second. Alright, so I'm going to come down here. I'm going to create a function of animate battery. Alright, so I'm going to create something like this inside this function. So if I create this function, I'm going to target this battery. I'll say battery dot inner HTML equals to, then now to get this one, which is the one we'll use first, is this empty one. Okay, it is F244. Okay, we'll put the empty one first, then we'll just arrange it like this. So let's go back to our text editor and see how this can be done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put something like I'm going to use ampersand like this, hash and X. I'm going to put F244. Okay, so I'm going to close this and I'm going to close this right here. If I save this and I come back here, alright, so we're not seeing anything because one, we've not called the function. So I'm going to come here and just call the function. I'll say animate battery. I'm going to call the function. And also there's something we need to apply here. If we come back to this our battery, if I scroll down, now battery icon, this class, let's erase this thing, we don't necessarily need it. So I'm just going to put FS for font awesome. So if I save this and I come here, you see our battery has display. We've seen our first battery. So the first thing I'm going to do, what I'm going to do next, I'm going to come here. So I'm going to set timeout. I'll say set timeout. Look at the function of I'm going to create set timeout. So I'm going to create an arrow function. I'm going to do something like this. Okay. So inside set timeout, I'm just going to copy this. Okay, and just paste it here. So you see the same thing. Alright, you see the same thing. We are getting the battery and inner HTML and this same value. Okay, you see the same thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the value, the last value here. This one is going to just be 4, 3. Okay, now if I come back to my icons, now what I've just choose is this one. Okay, where is it? This one. I've choose this second because after this one is followed by this one, before this one and this one. So I'm choosing this one, which is 4, 3. So So I'll come back here now. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy this set time bound. So before I copy it, we need to apply this time charge. So I'll create something as I write bar time charge. Now there's something you can do. You can write bar time charge, but there's something we can do. I can actually write something like 1000 milliseconds. Yeah, but I don't want to add code anything here, so that in case we change this value, everything will just kind of synchronize properly. So I will just write bar time charge instead. Bar time charge, which is what 1 second, because this divided by this will give us 1 second. So if I save it and I come here, now you see. Let me refresh that. You see the thing will start from the first one empty, and then you see 1. So what I'm going to do this time, and I'm going to copy this again. I'm going to paste it second time. Okay, this time I'm just going to change it to something like 2. I'm going to add 2 here. Let's see which one we are adding this time around. So we're adding this one. This one is just 2F24. F242. So I'm going to come back here now. That is F242. So I'm going to put time charge times 1. No, that is times 1. That is 2000 milliseconds. So if I come here, if I refresh this, you're going to start 1, 2, as you can see. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to repeat this like 4 times. I'm going to repeat it like 4 times. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to paste this. So this is going to be times. This is going to be times F241. It's going to be F241. It's going to be times 2. Times 2. So if I come back here now, let's see, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, this is what we have now. So I'm going to come back here and just repeat the same thing again. Copy this. Come down here. Alright, I'm going to paste this. So let me bring this down. Okay, I don't know why I'm not doing this thing properly. Okay, so this is going to be times 3. The last one I'm going to be putting 40. So that's 40 is okay. So let's see how the last one is going to look like. The last one is going to be for the full battery. Actually, for this full battery, so it's 40. So I'm going to come back here. Alright, this is 40, and I'm going to see what I have here. You see, now we have full here. So if I resave it, let's see what's going to happen. And there's going to full. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to come back here. Alright, I'm going to now I'm going to do some other things that we need right here. So I'm going to come here. Right, if you look at what we have here, now we have inserted text. Alright, if I come back to the one that we did, the previous one that we did right here, you see that here we have the battery, we use CSS and style this, and then we have a text here, which is the rate of inserted text that we have here. So if we want to insert this text directly into this DOM, because nothing is written right here. So if I come back here now, I come back to this, all you can see is just this battery, there is no text. So what we are going to do, I'm going to copy this inserted text right here. Right, I'm going to come back to my JavaScript. I'm going to scroll up. Alright, I'm just going to bring this down, and I'm going to wipe this out and just put inserted text. I'm going to put a class here, a dot to represent a class, because this is a querySelector. I'm going to change this to text. As only text is okay, just text. So what I'm going to do now for this text, I'm going to scroll down. Now the initial one that we have here, so I'm going to bring this down like this. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this down and just write text. TXT text. Inner HTML, I will just change this to charging. Small letter is okay. Charging. I'm going to put 3 dot. Alright, and then I'm going to copy this text. I'm going to drag it down. I'm going to put it to the last one we have. After this one, so I'm going to paste this down. So I'm going to clean this. I'm going to write charged. I'm going to put asterisk. Now what is going on is that why this is running Okay, why this animation is on, this is going to run, and this will run, and after this one finish running, all right, this last one will also run to show charge. So when is to when the bar charge is 30, so we have this one will also run. So I'll save this and I'll come back here. You see it, once it's full, it's to show charge. You see it's showing charging. Once it's full, it's show charge. Okay, now there's something we want. Unlike this one, if I come here, you see that the thing is repeating continuously. It's repeating continuously. So how do we do this repeat continuously? So we need what is called set interval. So once you use some set timeout, you use what set interval. So this function that we have here is to call the function. So I say call the function. So this one we have here is to call the function. Why this one we have here is to kind of repeat it. Is to repeat the function continuously. I don't know if I'm spelling this incorrectly, but I'm just going to leave it that way. I'm going to write set interval. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get rid of all these things. So set interval will take two parameters. Okay, one is the name of the function. Okay, and the second one is the time. One is the interval. So the name of the function that we're calling is animate battery, which is this. So I'll just write animate battery. So I'm going to set this with so after the animate battery, I'm going to put the total time, which is 500. Okay, but I don't want to add code this like I said, so I will come here because I already have total time charge here. So I'll just, instead of writing the 500, I'll just write total time charge. So I'll save it. So if I come here and I save my browser, let's see what we have here. Let's see how this will last. You see the thing is repeating by itself. Let's see how it will be repeating. So guys, this is basically it. So the biggest issue we need now is to style it with CSS to create this kind of design. So CSS is going to help us to do that. So let's jump into CSS for now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to string this with my browser. Okay, and I'm going to come directly to CSS. So I've imported my font awesome from here. So you can use the CDN if you like, but I want to do this in locally so that I can get access to the So guys, what I'm going to be doing right here is to so right here we have our imports, our assets. I've already linked them on CSS. So I'm using our import right here to link up my file. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to target my camera. I'm going to target my phone body first. Okay, write phone body. I'm going to come and just write phone body. Write phone body. So I'm going to first of all paste this. This is the background. Okay, so I'm going to say width. I'm going to put a width of 200 pixels, height of 400 pixels. I'm going to say border radius. I'm going to say 20 pixels. I'm going to say box shadow. I'm going to say 0, 10 pixels, 8 pixels, 8 pixels. I'm going to put RGBA. I'm going to put 0, 0, 0, 0.3. Alright, so if I save it, let's see what we have here. Alright, so that's the box. It's supposed to be box shadow, not box shadow. Box shadow. Save it, see what we have here. So you can see the box shadow right over there. So the next thing I'm going to do to make this work properly is I'm going to come back here. Alright, so if you look at what we have here, I'm going to be targeting this box. I want to center it in the middle of the post. So I need to target this my container. So I'm going to get this. Alright, so I'm going to come right here. I'm just going to come down. I'm going to do it like this. Container. I'm going to say main. Alright, I'm just gonna say width of 200 width of 100 viewport W. I'm gonna say height of 100 viewport height VH. So I'm gonna say display flex. Okay, display flex. I'm gonna say justify content center, align item center. So if I save it, alright, that should be at center. So what I'm going to do next now, I need to get my background color. I'll target the body. Alright, I'll say body. I'll say background color, I'll put brown. Alright, this is the background color, brown there. So now the second thing I need for this phone, I need to target the camera. So if I come here, now we need to change this to a span. I think it should be a span. SPAN span. It should be a span. This should be a span. Span, okay. A span is for inline text. So now one thing to not be inline. Span and span. So I'll save it now. That's span right there. So I'll get this first one. No, I'll get this flashlight. Sorry, I'll get the flashlight. Come to my. So I'll call this flashlight. Flash light LIGHT. So I'm going to paste this like this. So I'm going to say width 20 pixels. I'm going to say height 20 pixels. I'm going to say border radius, border radius. I'm going to say 50%. I'm going to save it. Now I might not say anything now. We need background color of purple. Save it, nothing still. So now what we need to do, no, I don't want that. What we need to do is to put this at display inline block. So let's see what we have. Okay, so now we have that. So what I need now is that I need to come inside this part. We need to put a padding of 15 here. This is our box. We need a padding of 15 pixels, so that's to accommodate our text. Okay, you see, this will just put them inside here. So that's for that. So I need to get the other one here. Now we need to get the camera. Okay, so if I come here, alright, so I should be able to target my camera. I'll say something like basically the same thing that I did here. I'm not going to copy the same thing that I just. I'm going to copy everything that I have here. I'm going to copy them and just paste them here. Did the same thing that I want for both of them, so I'm just going to put. So, but this is going to be. These are going to be border. Let's go border. So this is going to be 3px solid. I'm going to say purple. Yeah, purple. Need purple. That's right. So if I save it, okay. So I need this to be. Okay, I need this to have like margin left 5 pixels. Let's see how this will be. Okay, that's okay. Now I think this should be 1010. Let's see how this will be. 2020 is okay. Let's see. No, let's go back to 2020. Let's see how it will be like. I don't know why this is getting bigger, but now we need. Let's go back to our HTML first. I need to target this camera spot. This camera spot should be something that is inside here. Okay, so I'm going to target it. I'm going to say I'm going to paste this inside here. Alright, and I'm going to put this. I'm going to say width. I'll put 10 pixels. I'm going to put height of 10 pixels. So I'm going to get basically I'm going to copy what is here. No, not this one. That's this. I'm going to copy what is here. I'm just going to paste it down here. So I'm going to save this. So you might not see it. So inside this place, I think I need to display flex. I need to say display flex. Alright, justify. Specify content center. Align items. Center. So I'll save it there. So okay, so I need let me see this one. Okay, so now what we need, we need to get this camera wrapper. I wish to wrap both text. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come here. So this camera wrapper part, I think I should put something like this. I'm going to say display flex. Basically, I'm just going to copy this place and just paste here instead of doing them. I'm going to paste it here. So I'm going to put this as, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to say flex direction. I'm going to switch as row. Let's see what we have. This should be flex start. Margin left 5 pixels. So let me see how this can be done in terms of making this. Let's see how we can make this, because it's like it's too big. Okay, so basically that's okay for now. Now the one we need to target here is the target the screen. Alright, need to target the screen. Now to target the screen, we need to get the screen here. So to target the screen, I need to I'll say width. So let's come back here. I'll say width. I'll say 100%. I'll say height 300 pixels. If I save it, I'll put I'm going to put the background color of gradient fill. I'm going to paste the gradient fill here. So I'm going to come here and just paste the gradient fill here. If I save it, alright, this is what I'll get. So I'm going to put margin top of 1 EM. Okay, so if I put one margin of 1 EM, so I'm going to put something like display flex. I'm going to say flex direction column. Say flex align item center. Okay, so basically that's it. That's it for the screen. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come right here to. So what I need is I want to add a battery. I want to create another div here. I think we should have a div here called div called battery wrapper. Paste this inside here. So I'm going to get this battery wrapper. So I'm going to say position relative. I'm going to say top. This is 6 EM. So this is going to bring it to the middle. So now the next I'm going to target is this icon. So let's see how we can animate that. Let's see how we can design that. If I come here and I come here, you see that we have FES for font or font awesome. So I'm going to come right here. Let's type FES. I'm going to say color. I'm going to say white. Put FFF white. I'm going to put font size 6 EM. So I'm going to say transform. I'm going to say rotate. Now to rotate it, I'm going to say 90° DGE. Or you can leave it like this if you want, but I want me to be 90°. But I'm going, if I set it now, it's going to be upside down, so I'm going to put minus here. So let's see what it's going to be. So it's going to be just like this. So that's basically it. So I'm going to, for this text, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy this, copy it. Then I'm just going to put it here. So I'm going to change this to inserted text. I'm going to say, where is it? Okay, inserted text. I'm going to come here. I'm going to dot space this. So, okay, let's mistake. Let me get rid of this. So I'll say color. Color should be white. I'll say position relative. I'll say top 8 EM. Uh-oh, 8 EM is let's say 6. 6 is okay. Or better still 5. So I'm going to put something like I'm going to put something like left. I'm going to put something like left of 2 EM. Alright, so I'm going to put font family. Font family of can use anything we like. Korean is okay. Alright, so basically this is it charging. So now the only thing we need right here is our button. We need our button right here. So I'll just copy this button, come right here and just write button. So I'm going to say margin. I'm going to say width of 3 EM, height of 1 EM. Let's say border. I'm going to say 3px solid purple. So I'm going to say border radius, let me see, 10 pixels, 10 px. Okay, that's what we have. Okay, so I'm going to say margin, no margin top, margin of 1 EM. So here will be auto. I save it. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to actually come here, copy this, and then we paste it here. Okay, so I'm going to call this over state. So I'm going to wipe this out. I'm going to put color back. So what I'm going to do right what I'm going to do now is to I'm going to first of all remove that dot. I'm going to set the background color to white. Set the background color to white right here. So I write background color white. So that's it. So I'm going to save it. Right cursor pointer. I'm going to refresh this. So if I refresh, you will see our pointer change right there. So I'm going to scroll. I'm just going to enlarge this. So guys, this is basically it. This is how this tutorial is made. So feel free to like, share. This is it. So I'm just going to touch it a little bit. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Alright, so and I'll catch you in my next video. So this is the other one. So I'm going to drop the code of these two projects for you so that I can download them and then use them on your own. So see you next time.